What's going on, guys? Rich at sixcentedigital.com. This video is going to show you how you can use Wondershare Filmora to edit intro and promo videos for your business. What's going on, guys? Like I said, today we're going to be using Wondershare Filmora. Now, mind you, Wondershare Filmora is not entirely free software. It is a software that you will pay a small price for, but with a price tag starting at around $40. In my opinion, it is one of the best values out there for brand new video editing beginners. If you're completely brand new to video editing, it is a really user-friendly software. It's pretty much drag and drop. There's not a lot of bells and whistles. It can do a lot, and in my opinion, for brand new video editors who just aren't sure how to navigate linear editing software, it is one of the best values and one of the best things that you can learn on right from the very start. With that being said, if you haven't downloaded it already, I went ahead and put a link down in the description below. Today, I'm going to teach you how to import your footage. We're gonna add a few transitions to this tutorial video right here. I'm gonna take this footage, I'm gonna load it into Wondershare Filmora just to show you exactly what you can do with the software. Now, normally I use Adobe Premiere Pro for all of my editing or for anything that I do for clients and what have you, but I did want to show you that even with a free software, even with something as simple as Wondershare Filmora, you can edit dynamic videos for your business and you don't have to take up the whole day. I know editing can be one of the most intimidating things that we do. We're just not sure how to do it, and a lot of you out there have questions about, just getting faster at it. Well, just like anything, it comes with repetition. Just even making this video right here has been, I want to say, at least a 3-hour process because I just don't do it that much. Now, I will get better as I go along, but for right now, it just isn't in the cards yet. With that being said, hope you guys enjoy this video. Please follow along, and also go and follow at sixcentedigital on Instagram, Facebook, or visit sixcentedigital.com. All right, guys, so if you haven't done it already, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump right on into the editor. I'm going to show you what I've already created beforehand. I've already kind of put something together so you can kind of get a reference point. It didn't take too long. At the most, I think it took me about maybe 20 minutes. It might take you a little bit longer, but with the more practice that you have, you will get better at it. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it. First thing we're going to do, we're going to open up Wondershare Filmora. And as you can see right here, this is the interface. Now, I don't want to keep you guys too long. So what I'm going to show you is just exactly how we got these few things. So I'll play the track all the way to about 30 seconds. You'll be able to see some of the things that I've done so far and how you can achieve the same results. What's going on, guys? Rich at sixcentedigital.com. This video is going to show you how you can use Wondershare Filmora to edit intro and promo videos for your business. What's going on, guys? Like I said, today we're going to be using Wondershare Filmora. Now, so as you can see, there are some pretty basic graphics going on. Now, mind you, this is not blow your socks off kind of editing. These aren't motion graphics that you're going to see displayed on some of the most professional edits, but they will get you by, especially if you're just starting out and you just want to add a little more flair to your videos. These are some things that you can add. You saw that I added the intro, the quick intro, which was the video title, Wondershare Filmora. I gave you an at sixcentedigital, basically a call to action. But I want to show you how I achieved the results. So let's jump back on into the editor. And I'm going to go ahead and clear out everything that we got going on right here. We're going to clear off everything. We're going to delete it, and we are going to start from scratch. Now, I know that's a little intimidating, but this is what we're going to do. So Wondershare is broken down basically as any other linear editor. You have tracks that are laid on top of each other. You have 2 video tracks here, you have a text track, and you have an audio track. Up here, this is your media bin. This is where you're going to import all your footage. And the way that you import footage is you just click the drop-down menu, you hit put import media files. It will open up to wherever you have your media files saved, and you can go ahead and add from there. I've already done that. I've also added my logo. I've also added the music that I want to go with this tutorial. So the way that you get your video from the media bin here onto the timeline, this is your timeline. It's broken down basically by time, and you can see the playhead starts at 0, and depending on how far I extend the playhead, it'll go all the way to 12 hours, or it'll zoom in all the way Oops, forgot a little something to get out of there. It'll zoom all the way into 1 minute and 20 seconds. So with that being said, we'll pull it out to about halfway. We'll take our track, we'll click on it, we'll drag it down, and we can place it in 1 or 2 places. I usually place it at the top. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to scrub through our footage. A good practice to get into is scrubbing through your footage before you begin all of your graphics or animations edits. So let's just scroll through the footage right here, see where we start to come in focus. About right there, let's play.
What's going on, guys?
There it is right there. So,
2, 1.
now you see I did give myself a countdown
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
so that I knew exactly where to make that cut. And in order to cut something, what you'll want to do is with Adobe Premiere Pro, you are able to use quick keys to go ahead and make a cut. But with Filmora, it does have its limitations. You're not going to be able to do all of the things that you can. The functionality is kind of lost. But like I said, it does get by. It is fairly easy. If you want to cut a track, you're just going to go down here to the scissors. You're going to cut here, or you're going to cut from right here. Let's just cut it from right there. We're going to take this footage and we're going to delete it by using the trash can, or we're going to right click and delete, or you can use your keypad and just hit delete. And there we go.
What's going on, guys? Rich at SixCentsDigital.com. This video is going to show you how you can use Wondershare Filmora to edit intro and promo videos for your business.
That's a good break right there. That was where I originally put in the title. So what I'm going to do right there is I'm going to click on the scissors there. We're going to go ahead and cut it from right there. And from here, I want to go ahead and I want to put in a transition. Now the transition, actually I want to put in a text or credit. Now Wondershare gives you a lot of different options. You have your openers, you have titles, you have lower thirds, you have subtitles, you have end credits, and then it has an area where you can add to your favorites. There's also custom ones that you can create. It will give you all of them if you just click on all and you can just scroll through. Pick one that best suits your brand, best suits your style. My advice, keep it simple. You don't really want to overdo it. These are very stock looking, and it does give your video that kind of unprofessional feel that you really don't want on your videos. You want to keep it as clean, as professional as possible. This kind of lets you do that to the best of its ability. You also have effects in the film store that you can go ahead and add there. We went ahead and added this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it. I'm going to bring it down, and we are going to add it right in between right there. And there we go. Now you see this area where it's red. It's red because this part of the footage has not been rendered yet. Now when you start to get a lot of footage on the timeline, Wondershare I did find wasn't too good at rendering footage that fast. It kind of moved kind of slow. It was a little bit tedious. It sometimes take upwards of 2 minutes to render out the whole timeline. But hey, that's just what you get you kind of get what you pay for in that area. So we see that it's not rendered, and the way that you want to render your timeline so that you can get your playback to look nice and clean is you're going to want to go ahead and click enter, and it'll go ahead and create preview renders and let you know this is necessary for smooth playback. So we'll wait for that to finish up and we'll come right back. It already has. So now we have our title in. The next thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to put whatever our title is going to be. You see it says your title here, or whatever you want to put down here. So for this, we're just going to go ahead and double click it with our mouse. And from here, we're going to go into advanced. This is where you can change the color and the temperature of the background. I chose not to do that for this one, but we want to change the text. So we come down here to this text editor down here. We click on this, and we can not only change the text, but we can change the roll in, we can change the animation that comes in, we can also change the style. My advice to you, do not use this word arty type of font. It does give you a really unprofessional feel. Gives you just an unprofessional look. Now, if that's what you're going for, if you're going for more of that look, hey, more power to you. Who am I to tell you not to do it? But for the main title, what we're going to do is we're going to call it, we're going to go all caps, and we're going to go Wondershare Filmora. Now you see it's a little bit bigger than what we want it to be. Best way to go ahead and take care of that is to highlight it. Let's go ahead and bring down our font size. We're going to bring it down to 62. And I'm going to go ahead and just bring this down a little bit. We're going to get it to where it fits right in. We're going to lock it right there. And we're good. We're good about right there. It looks pretty good. Let's just see how it takes a look at it. Cool. So for that one, we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit OK. We're going to come back here. We're going to double click again. We're going to go into the more advanced settings. And from the advanced settings is where you can change your title for down here. And we're going to give a quick call to action. We're going to go we're going to say go follow at 6_sense digital. There's our quick little call to action, and we're just going to go ahead and we're going to double check, see how it goes. And there you go. Quick little title that you can go ahead and put in. We're going to click OK. And then from here, we're going to call this OK. We're going to go back to our media bin, and we want to add some music back behind what we're dealing with because it gives it that nice little feel. So let's start by adding our music track. As you do, click and drag it down to the bottom. Let it go. Go ahead and play it back. That's not where I want the music. I'm just looking for where the music drops. That's right where I want it. I want that little sound effect that comes in. So for that, I'm going to extend my timeline. I'm going to click on the music track. I'm going to cut it right about here at the end so it gives me some room to play with it. We're going to cut it from right there. We're going to click on this, and we're going to use the trash bin and just delete. Now we're going to go ahead and move everything around. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to throw in our title. We're going to throw in our logo because I did want the logo to go ahead and come up in between. So we're going to put the logo right here. We're also going to take the text credit. We're going to drop another one right in here. This should be good right here. We're going to drop this in. We're going to get rid of the title because what we've done basically, I want the white background and I want the logo to come out on the white background, which I can manipulate it to such a point to where it does do that, but I don't want this title going over my logo. So the best way to do that is just click on the text, go ahead and get rid of it. We now have a white background from where we can have our logo. Now the logo is kind of big, so in order to resize it, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to left click here, and this will go ahead and bring this up. This will allow you to move around your logo, move it around to where it needs to be. But for this, I'm going to go ahead and Control Z. We're going to back it up. Anytime you do something that you don't want to do and you want to go back, all you have to do is hit Control or Command Z on your keypad. It's your undo button. Undo button is an editor's best friend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink down this logo, and then I'm going to move it right about here. Right about the middle is good. I do want to give it an animation. For the animation, I want to give it to a fade slide up. I'm going to double click on that, and we're going to go ahead and resize this. Once you add an animation, it does resize your media automatically, which I don't like. I shouldn't have to resize it a couple of times, but let's just go ahead. We're going to render this out and we're going to see how it looks. Now that everything is rendered, we're going to see how it looks. Now I don't like that animation that we put on there, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to delete the motion, and let's see if this is the animation that I want. That is the animation that I want, but I do want it to be a little bit faster. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the animation. Sorry, we're going to hit advanced. And here's our animation. And we're going to go ahead and resize our logo, because for some reason we have to resize it every time. There we go. So there's the animation. I want to go ahead and shorten this up, and I want it to animate as soon as we hear that sound. There was that sound right there. So the one thing that I want to do is I want to shorten this up a little bit, and there you go. Perfect. Perfect on the sound. Now the audio track is a little long. We're gonna go ahead and shorten the audio track up. Another thing that I wanted this to do is after this disappeared, I wanted the music to fade out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna double click. Anytime you wanna edit any of the elements, all you have to do is double click on it. It'll bring up a different menu where you can either go advanced, you can start messing with colors, or in this case, I can start messing with the equalizer. I can start giving it different sounds if I want to. But I don't want to change the sound, I don't want to change anything, but I do want a fade out, and I want a fade out to happen for about, I want to say 2.5 seconds. There we go. So I like what I got going on right there. It does run maybe a little bit long, but that's okay. From here, I'm just gonna go ahead, shorten it up.
What's going on, guys?
So as you can see, we went ahead and did everything that we needed to do. Let's go ahead and render it, and we're gonna see how it looks after the render. So everything looks good. Everything disappears as we want to. Now I do want this to fade in. I just don't want it to jump right on there. So if you want to add a transition to anything, all you have to do is click on the element that you want. I'm going to click OK here because everything's done there. And let's go into transitions. We're going to use the dissolve, and it's going to dissolve out and dissolve in. I'm going to shorten it up.
What's going on, guys? Like I said,
I don't like how it does it over the side. Any transition that you may want to use, you can use it to transition two elements. You can transition two clips into one. You can merge them into one. It's almost like a fade that'll come on in. Or you can just add it to one or either end of the clip. What that's going to do is instead of merging the two together, it's going to let the first clip end, and then it's going to dissolve in to the following clip. So as you can see, we did have it over the top, but for right now, we're just going to put it on this right here.
what's going on, guys? Like I said, today.
So everything looks good. I do want that music to go a little bit longer. I just don't want it to come out that quick.
What's going on, guys? Like I said, today we're going to be using Wondershare Filmora.
Oh, had a little skip up there. Now, if I don't like that little skip up,
Today we're going to be using
I don't like it. So
guys, like I said, today we're going to be
we're going to cut it off right there. Cut it off right there. We are going to get rid of that little slip up.
like I said, today we're going to be using Wondershare Filmora.
Quick little cut. You guys like that, don't you?
It's not entirely
So here we go. Everything's pretty much done and how we want to. I do want to add a quick little dissolve in. I want everything to come in. Let's go back here. I do want it to come in nice and soft. So everything's pretty much done. We've added the text transition. We've also changed the text that we wanted to. We've changed it to the text that we wanted to. We've added our title. We've added our animation. We've added our music. We gave our music an open in. We gave it also a fade out. We did time our music here. Now we did a little bit of tweaking around. We basically just took this white background that we got from this opener one, and all we did was we placed it right here and took away the text that gave us our white background. And from there, we just put our transparent PNG, which was part of our media. We put our transparent PNG right up over it. And with that, we have a pretty good intro to a tutorial video. We'll go ahead and render it out. The only thing left for us to do is to possibly color grade this image. All of these images actually, these were shot in a raw format. The lighting's pretty good, but as you can see, I got a little bit of noise, but that's only because Filmora uses a preview window that's at about like a 480 or 640, so you're gonna have a lot of noise in the footage. Once you get out the exported files, it's gonna be a lot cleaner, but for the preview, in order for it to work flawlessly and work smoothly, they've kind of dumbed it down to about a 640 resolution. The only thing I guess left to do would be to color it. Now, normally people just kind of run with filters or overlays and they want to go into color. I like to just color grade it myself. You can also put 3D LUTs on things to where you can add they've chosen to go with a lot of a lot of movies. So if you like the House of Cards look, you can add a House of Cards look to your footage. If you like the Mission Impossible look, I guess they're letting you say that this right here is going to be the Mission Impossible look. You can auto enhance the footage. You can see that added the sharpness to it, really brought out the shirt, but also added some grain. That looked funny right there. Batman, we love Batman, but it did make us kind of orange. So 3D LUTs aren't really the best thing to go to. Sometimes they're really burned in to just, you know, what they choose is the ones that they want to use. What you want to do is you want to learn how to get into the advanced. You want to learn how to mess with the temperature settings, how to make it warmer. Let me get a little bit more flattering picture right there. You want to learn how to make it warmer, how to make it cooler. You want to learn how to use your histogram, which we'll go into that. You can also deal with the presets to boost the color, or you can go with none. I actually don't like to use any of it. I like to basically use and do my own color grading. From here is where you can add lights. For color, you can turn your exposure down. You can turn your brightness up or down. And you see your histogram acts accordingly. You can add vibrance, you can add highlights, you can bring it down, give it to what it is you need. That one looks pretty good right there, but I'd like to mess with it a little bit more, get the color tone right. So yeah, we'll get into that next time, but for right now, I just wanted to show you what you guys could do, how you go ahead and create your own custom promo for your business. In this video, I showed you how to get it into your timeline. I showed you how to get a title in. I showed you how to manipulate a title in order to add your logo, and also showed you how to edit to music. One good thing that you guys really want to learn. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll put timestamps below so you can move on and just jump to it as you would. With that being said, Rich at 6 Cents Digital, 6centsdigital.com. Go follow us on Facebook at 6 Cents Digital, or Instagram at 6_Cents Digital, and I'll see you guys on the next video.